Welcome to this scientific principles video with Elec Training. In a previous video we were looking at the principles of electricity, and in particular we concentrated on the copper atom. That's the atom that has 29 protons and 29 electrons. And what makes it a good conductor is it has a free electron. So we learnt that the electrons are arranged in shells, and on the outer shell there is one electron, and we call it a free electron because it can relatively easily leave the atom and move to another atom. And we know that it's held by the attraction of electrical charge. So a negatively charged particle, which is the electron, is attracted to the positively charged particles in the core, and they're the protons. But because it's on the outer shell, the free electron is the furthest away, and therefore it has the least amount of attraction to hold it in place, and it relatively easily moves from one atom to another. Now, this process of electrons moving from one atom to another is something that is happening in a copper conductor all the time. It's happening billions upon billions upon billions of times randomly. Electrons are just moving between atoms. This is represented in the diagram by the circles with a minus sign, so the electrons being negatively charged, and the arrows pointing in various directions because they are randomly moving in all sorts of directions all the time. But an interesting thing happens when we connect our conductor into a complete circuit across a battery. What happens then is the electrons begin to flow in a uniform way around the circuit. And the reason for that is that electrons are negatively charged particles, so they are attracted to the positive terminal of the battery. You see here is the symbol for a battery where we have a long line and then parallel to that a short line. The long line represents the positive terminal, the short line represents the negative terminal of the battery. So the negatively charged electrons are attracted to the positive terminal of the battery. But at the same time, there's a repulsion going on because the negatively charged electrons are repelled from the negative terminal of the battery. So they're repelled from the negative terminal and attracted to the positive terminal, and this is what results in the flow of the electrons around the circuit. So the battery provides what we call a source of electromotive force, or EMF for short. And if we just consider the words there, electromotive force, it's telling us what's going on, because electro relates to the electrons, motive relates to the idea of motion and movement, and force because it's providing a force that's causing this to happen, causing the electrons to move. When we refer to a battery, don't use the word power. We do in everyday language. Lots of people would refer to battery as being a source of power, or the battery's lost its power and so on. But power, scientifically speaking, has a very specific meaning, and it's not this. So we'll learn about that in a future video. But for now, I want you to think of a battery as providing force. It's providing electromotive force, the force that causes the electrons to move around the circuit. And it is this flow of electrons that is what we call electric current. It's the flow of electric current. Now we're going to look at a slightly more complicated diagram, and it'll help us to learn a little bit more as we go along. So I'll explain some of the parts of the diagram to you. We've got on the left hand side there, we've got the battery. On this occasion it's a two-cell battery, so the long line and the short line are repeated, the two cells. But overall it's a battery with a positive terminal at one end and a negative terminal at the other end. We also have in this diagram a switch, and this is the representation in a diagram of a switch, and of course we have switches in order to turn circuits on and off. We don't need to worry too much about the A, that's representing an ammeter, which is just a measuring device, a meter that measures the current flow. We'll look at that in further detail another time. And we have the symbol for a lamp. Now a lamp is sometimes called a light bulb, but the correct term is lamp. Electricians call light bulbs lamps. The one other thing that you will notice on the diagram is there's an arrow at the top there, an arrow at the bottom there, and it's showing a direction of current flow. And based on what we've already looked at, you might notice a problem with those arrows. Can you see what it is? Yes, we've said that electrons flow from negative to positive. And yet here in this diagram, the arrows are showing a flow of current from positive to negative. So why is that? Well, it all dates back to when electrical circuits were first discovered and experiments were being done. And the scientists understood that electrical charge was being carried around the circuit in order to light the lamp. And it was assumed, it was just a guess really, it was assumed that the current was flowing from the positive terminal to the negative terminal of the battery. And so it is said that the current flow is from positive to negative. However, they got it wrong. It was a 50-50 chance, and we now understand actually that the reality is that electrons moving that's what current flow really is, and electrons flow from negative to positive. But the concept still stands. It's called conventional current, and it's still used. Conventional current is still used in various forms of electrical work, particularly in electronics, where all of the calculations and theory is based on this understanding of current flow from positive to negative, conventional current flow as it's called. It doesn't actually make any difference to how things work, but it's just that you need to understand that there's these two concepts, that conventional current, the original idea says current flows from positive to negative, but we understand now that electrons flow from negative to positive, and that is what is really carrying the current around a circuit. So we've begun to develop a further understanding now of how the flow of current around a circuit is really the flow of electrons moving from one atom to another, but because of the introduction of the electromotive force, the battery, it's causing a uniform flow of those electrons in the same direction, negative to positive, and that really is the flow of electric current. So we're going to stop there. So all that remains for me to say is thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.